Hello friends, I know you guys miss me. I mean, come on, I'm the best one in town. Of course you're gonna miss me. But let me tell you something. What's today's episode is gonna be about? Today, we're gonna discuss how to be socially attractive. If you're usually a quiet person, we can say introverted, quiet person, you don't like to socialize. We always hear that to make people love you, to be interesting to other people, you need to be loud and fucking energetic, etc. I mean, that's partially true, but not fully. Now, the first things that we may consider is what are the benefits of being loud that you're missing on while being quiet. Point one is that it's easier to grab people's attention, people around you. It's easier to grab their attention when you're usually loud, and especially in groups. But another way you can do this is active speaking. What is active speaking? Active speaking is basically syncing your hands with what you're saying. So it's hand gestures with your words. Now let's talk more about hand gestures. Hand gestures, usually good hand gestures, take more space visually. I want you just to let your hands move freely. Let your hand say what your mouth is saying. Okay, let your hand translate what your mouth is saying. So let's say, for example, you want to say, I own a big home with a nice car. Okay, so you say, I own a big home. You gotta gesture it, you gotta translate it with your hands, you gotta mimic it. So, I own a big home with a fancy ass car, something like that. You can use your own gestures, you don't need to copy mine. But my point is, you gotta use your hands, not fucking stay like this and talking. See the difference? So let's say, for example, you wanna say, I'm staying in Dubai, I own a luxury car, and I don't know, for the next 2 days, I'm staying in an hotel. That's number one. Number two is, I'm living in Dubai, I own a fancy ass supercar, and for the next 2 days, I'm gonna be staying at a fancy ass hotel. You see the difference? We just added the hand gestures and a little bit of emotions when I'm speaking. I'm gonna talk about that later. But for now, let's focus on the hand gestures. I want your hands to translate what your mouth is saying. Another point, purposefully using hand gestures gives your hands something to do. Instead of fucking fidgeting, don't know what to do with your hands, being like, I don't know what to do, I'm just speaking, hello, my name is fucking Alex, I'm from UK. No, like just fucking use your hands. My name is Alex, I'm from the UK, etc. When you use your hands, this gives you more of a confidence in front of other people. It shows them like you're kind of a different person. They respect you more doing that. Second point, smile with your eyes and speak through a smile, because smiling when you speak naturally changes your tone, your vocal tone, into a positive way without you even realizing that. Even though if it's just a phone call, you can make a better impression if you're speaking and you're smiling at the same time. That's why the salespeople, they have this phrase, smile and dial, because the person on the phone can sense that. He can know if you're smiling or no. He can know if you're fucking angry, you're furious, you want the good thing for him, you want the bad thing for him. So you smile. There's this one motherfucker flexing with his Lambo fucking revving it, and it's annoying the video. So anyways, my point is the following. You smiling and talking, this thing gives you more of a positive vocal tone when you're speaking to people. And naturally, when someone is positive, you like him more, you love him more because he's a positive person. Now let's take on the other side, a negative person. Nobody, no fucking one wants a negative person around him. Have you ever seen any successful person with negative people next to him? Of course not, because negative energy is fucking sticky. You don't need negative energy around you. You need people who are positive. And speaking through a smile and smiling with your eyes, this thing let people perceive you more of a positive guy, regardless of what the fuck of a guy you are. Third point, take advantage of the first impression. There's this thing called the first minute rule. I don't know if you ever heard about it. People usually form their opinions about you in the first minute or two. And I want you to understand one simple thing, that these opinions can be very sticky. Regardless of how many fucking times after that you try to prove something else, they're not gonna forget the first time. So that's why I tell people, when you wanna pull up to a nice place, always pull up with a fucking nice dress, always have a fucking nice suit on. Don't go with fucking shorts and t-shirt. Because if you met, for your bad luck, as a coincidence, you met one of the most influential people on the fucking planet. I don't know, you met the fucking president of your country. You being in shorts and a t-shirt is not gonna help you as much as being in a suit. And this first impression, okay, let's take this example. First guy, he pulls up to the president with a shorts and t-shirt. And all of the other 90 times he's meeting him, he's pulling up in a nice suit, nice clothes, fancy car, etc. Second guy, he pulls up in the first meeting with a nice suit. And all of the other times, he's pulling with the fucking shorts. You know which one is the president gonna respect more? You know which one is gonna be closer to him? You know which one he's gonna be viewing him as a more successful person? I know this may sound funny, but it's the second guy. You know why? Because the first impression of that guy when he was next to him, the first time he saw him, this idea, the image of that guy sticked into his mind. Regardless of what is he doing after that, that doesn't matter. What is he wearing, that doesn't matter as much as the first time. And that's why, let's say the first time you've seen a girl, the first time in your life, you've seen this one girl and she's coming out from a club, she's wearing very small fucking skirt or very small shorts on and a fucking tank top, whatever. You're gonna be straightforward. This woman is a bitch, okay? And all of the other times she's wearing like good clothes, she's covering her body, you're not gonna forget the first time when you met her when she was a bitch, when you said she was a bitch. But take this example. Let's say you met a nice woman putting on, I don't know, nice clothes, fucking jeans and a t-shirt, a jeans and a sweater, whatever. And the next time you saw her in small shorts and a fucking tank top, you're not gonna have the same view as her as bitchy as the first person. Guys, this is fucking life philosophy here. I don't need to give you even 10 more examples to understand the idea. I think you've got the idea by now. First impression is super important. Always try to make the first impression as good as possible, because this is the thing that people gonna remember you with. Also, not to forget, always when you're meeting new people, try always to be more playful and funny. Don't be like super serious, because that's a mistake that most of you guys do, especially the ones who are not loud, especially the ones who are quiet, introverted. They try to be super serious, super fucking, I don't know, straightforward. No, you don't need to be that way. You need to be more playful, more open. Don't be super serious, because usually these guys, they start with being super serious. What's your name? Alex, whatever. They start like having normal ass conversation. They don't know how to make it funny. They don't know how to bring up jokes, whatever. But in the middle of the conversation, halfway of the conversation, he starts calming down. He starts putting his guards down and he starts to be more playful and funny. But that isn't gonna help you anymore. Why? Why? As I've mentioned earlier, because the first impression has already been made up. That's why you cannot change it. Even if you change your whole fucking vocal tone, you start being extra positive, etc. He already have this fucking opinion on you that this guy is too serious, etc. We cannot have him in our team. Next point, be a likable listener. People love others who listens to them closely. People don't like, imagine you're in a situation and you're talking, you're in a conversation with some, I don't know, a woman, a fucking man, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're speaking every time, oh bro, blah, 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 blah. Every time he fucking cuts you down, cuts you through the middle of the conversation. First of all, you're losing your train of thoughts. You're losing your ideas. You're losing your momentum in the story. That's point one. Point two, it's fucking annoying. It's annoying. Imagine you speaking and someone cuts you. That's why you gotta know how to be a great listener. And people at the top, people who are successful, they have a lot of stories to talk about, okay? So just let them talk. Let them talk and you listen. So that's why I'm telling you, you have to be a good listener. You have to be a likable listener. That's point one. Also, the second subtopic is be a person who laughs easily. Don't be super serious when you're having a conversation with someone. So he threw a joke or something. If you find it actually funny, you can laugh on it. You don't need to be like, no, I'm super serious, I'm not gonna laugh on that. No, you don't need to act like you're the tough guy, whatever. If you actually, here's the thing, charismatic people or people with genuinely great confidence, that's what I do too. If someone throw a joke in front of me and I didn't even see that was funny, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna just sugarcoat him because he threw a joke and I'm supposed to laugh, even if he was more successful than I am. If something isn't funny, you don't laugh on it. But if you found something super interesting and it's actually a nice joke, you could laugh on it. You don't need to be extra serious. That's my point. So the summary of what I said, the goal is not to make a fake ass laugh. The goal is if you actually find something worth laughing for, then you may as well laugh on it. I want you to show your genuine emotional reaction. So if you're in a group and all of them did not laugh for a guy, so let's say there's this one guy called Mike, and Mike threw a joke. but none of the other 8 people in the group laughed on it. But you found this joke funny. So don't mind being the only one laughing for fucking Mike's joke because you find it funny. It's not about the other people should find it funny. It's you who should find it funny. Next point, ask energizing questions. So a topic or a question that excites the other person with you that you know that he might like, or an open-ended question. So when you're meeting new people or people you already know, a good conversation starter or a good conversation opener is to ask open-ended question or a question or a topic you dive into which you know that he's interested in. If he likes cars, which kind of cars does he like? Is it classic cars? Is it supercars? Is it hypercars? Which one does he own? Why did he exactly purchase this car? Oh, that's interesting, really? Was that your first car? And why did you bought that? What's the story behind that? Have you ever had a fucking fatal crash driving? Have you ever went to prison driving? I don't know, just fucking ask any questions that he might be interested in his niche, in the thing that he cares about. Next point, raise your fucking voice. I know you're usually a quiet person, you're more of an introverted person, you don't like to speak in a loud way, but when you're speaking within a group and someone cuts you off, so you're speaking to fucking Mike is next to you, you're speaking to Mike, and fucking Alex jumps on the fucking conversation and cuts you off. Now you can raise your voice more than the level you're speaking at to again go over Alex and cut him off. That's how you gotta handle these kind of situations. So you raise your voice higher than Alex to recapture the attention, and after that you drop down to what you were doing back previously. How were you talking back when you were talking with fucking Mike? So this is an example. I'm talking to my friend right now, and there's the other guy who's gonna cut me off. So one day I was at the beach. While I was walking, there was this jet ski, and then the other guy starts talking. Listen, I wanted to tell you about this interesting story that happened to me. I was saying with this jet ski, I saw this man and he was going down, and after that, there was next to us a beautiful people making some kind of a picnic. You saw what I'm doing there? So I raised my voice to cut the guy who already initially cutted me off, and after that, I go back again to my normal vocal tone of speaking. I want you guys to realize one thing, especially the people who are more introverted, people who are shy, people who don't like to meet other people not because they don't want to. They actually love to meet new people, new men, new women. They like to know this guy and this woman and that woman. But they don't have the ability to talk to these kind of people. They don't have the ability to talk to new people. They're afraid, they're shy. I want you to understand one simple thing, that I was exactly like you are. I was facing all of the things that I just mentioned, okay? I want you to understand you're not the only one facing this. But here's the good part, that you can overcome these things because it's just a matter of skills that you can learn and develop with them. You can scale your skills to improve them. These skills are one of the most important skills that as a man or a woman you have to improve in your life to get a better job opportunities or to fucking meet new people, to get more connections with people, etc. It doesn't matter what you're doing exactly. It doesn't matter what you're trying to pursue. What it matters is when you're different, people perceive you as this guy is different. So you have better opportunities in everything, in your relationships, in your fucking work, in life overall, in general. So the good thing is that I teach people exactly how to do this. So if you guys are seriously facing trouble and you want to improve your life because you're genuinely tired of all of this, you're genuinely tired that you cannot meet people, you're genuinely tired that you cannot even say hi to a girl, you don't have that much of a confidence, you don't know how to greet people, you don't know how to talk in a great way. That's what I teach people inside the Gateway to Freedom, which is my private community. I call it the Gateway to Freedom because it's your only gateway to freedom. Guys, I want you just to understand this one simple thing, that inside the Gateway to Freedom, we teach a lot of things. It's not only about how to talk. We teach, first of all, which is the most important thing, that's the cornerstone, how to get money online through trading, how to build more confidence in real life, how to have more confidence overall, how to have more confidence approaching a woman, how to have more confidence speaking in front of a camera, how to have any problem that you have with confidence, with approaches, with money. That's everything included in the Gateway to Freedom. I want you to understand that confidence as a man is one of the super most important stuff that you need to have, because without confidence, you're like the average guy. What makes me different than the average guy? It's fucking confidence. And I went through my life without anyone teaching me exactly how to speak the way I speak. No one guided me, no one fucking helped me, no one took me by my hand and told me, Laith, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. It's 3 to 4 years of fucking hard work, trying this, trying that, trying this, trying that, to fucking know what I have to do. And I'm giving you everything straightforward so you don't have to waste this time. After all of this being said, we can say now that we're done with today's episode. We spoke mainly about confidence as a guy who's usually shy, a usually introverted person, usually not loud person, a guy who's basically quiet. He doesn't like to raise his voice. How can he overcome different situations in life? How can he be more attractive to other people around him if he's quiet? Now, we can say we're done with today's episode, and I'm gonna see you guys in a later video.